Hello and welcome back to the LoBo Designs channel. This is Lynn, owner of LoBo Designs, here today with a Procreate tutorial on how to use my hollow brush from my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is linked in the description below if you're interested in picking up this brush. I will also include a link directly to that. If you're not familiar with how to import brushes into Procreate, you simply download the .brush file into your iPad Files application. Then open Files, tap on the brush file, and it will automatically open in Procreate, and it will go into your imported brushes file. Your imported brushes folder, if I even know where mine is. But you'll have one on here. There, imported. So it'll go into there, and then you can actually move it out, make copies however you need to. I always recommend making a copy of a brush if you're going to start playing with the settings. So this is my hollow brush. If you ever wanted to make a copy of it, you would just do duplicate here. You're going to swipe left to duplicate. That way you always have an original copy of the brush should you quote unquote mess it up at all. So today I'm going to be using my hollow brush, and I'm going to be showing you how I did the Inspire lettering tutorial, lettering video that I just did with my LoBo lettering challenge in January. So I'm going to be using True Black, as I always do if I'm using my artwork from Procreate to vectorize to laser cut. So again, I always work in only True Black. You can work in color. Adobe Illustrator traces in color, but I only work in True Black and Procreate when I'm vectorizing. So today I'm going to be using, again, my hollow brush, and I'm going to be working in True Black, and I'm going to go through how to letter, how to layer, how to make a copy of the writing so that you can shadow fill, and I'll also go over how to use the fill feature in the layers panel, and you'll be able to recreate almost the same exact thing that I posted in my lettering challenge. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so you're going to start, as I said, with the LoBo brush hollow. I am using it around 20%. You can use it at whatever size you need to use it at. I usually work around 15-20% size for this. But again, if you want to vectorize it, you could always add a stroke at a later time in Adobe Illustrator. So today I'm going to be working right around the 20% size. I'm going to letter the word Inspire, but I'm going to turn on my drawing guides because I am not the best at writing in a straight line. So if you go up here into your Actions menu, into the Canvas tab, turn on your drawing guide, and then you can hit Edit Drawing Guide, and you can change the grid size to whatever you're comfortable with. I just really need a straight line here, so I'm just going to turn it there. And now I don't know if you're familiar with this, but you can drag up at the top to change the color of your drawing guide. So if you want the drawing guide to be pink, so it's kind of not noticeable, you can drag it up here so that it's lighter. If you want it to be really noticeable, you can drag your colors all the way down here so that you can see the lines. So I'm going to leave mine there just so that you can see it a little bit. Then you want to click Done up here at the top so that you get out. That can be turned off later. Remember to turn it off when you're exporting, or else those lines will be part of your design. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm on a clean layer here. Again, I'm working in True Black. I have my brush set correctly. I'm going to letter the word Inspire. You can letter whatever word you'd like, obviously. Okay. So now we have the word Inspire. It's all on one layer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off my drawing guide. That way that's gone, I don't need it anymore. I am now going to make 2 duplicate copies of this layer. So I'm going to go up here, hit the selection tool. I'm going to swipe with 3 fingers down on my screen to access the copy and paste panel. If the 3 finger swipe doesn't work on your screen, you can go up into the actions and change your gestures. But the 3 swipe down is a default. So 3 swipes down, copy and paste, and you're going to pick duplicate. It doesn't look like anything happened, but there's another layer here now. I'm gonna undo that. 2 finger tap for undo. Now there's 2 here, and when it does a duplicate, it always makes a second layer. So I'm now on the second layer. I'm gonna hit the selection tool. I'm gonna drag this down a little bit to where I want that shadow to fall, and then I'm gonna deselect it. Now I'm going to make another copy of this layer. So again, select it, 3-finger swipe down, duplicate. I'm gonna drag this down to where I want it, and then I'm gonna deselect it. So now I have 3 layers here. If I turn these off, the check mark on your layer will either hide or show the layer. So now I have 3, and I'm going to color them in. I always turn the other ones off because it starts to get confusing. When you have this layer checked, make sure you also have the layer selected. You're gonna go up here. You're going to pick a blue color that you think will work. I think I'm gonna go with this blue. And then you can drag from your top color down into, not there. You can drag from your top inside the lettering, and you're gonna wanna do that for anything that's separate. Okay, so now that one's done. I'm gonna turn off that layer. I'm gonna select the next one, and I'm gonna show it. Change my blue to a little lighter blue. Again, drag, drop, and drop, and drop. There is a recolor function also that you could use if you have a lot of things to fill in. I'm not gonna go into that right now, but it's a lot easier if you have a lot of things to fill in. You can just go through and tap, 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 tap. So if you have a lot of things like that, recolor will work. I will do a tutorial on that eventually. I just don't want to get too far deep into this one right now. So this one's done. Turn that off, select the next one, show, and then go to your lightest color, drag, and drop. Okay, now I'm going to show all of these. So you have all 3. I don't merge these just because I like to keep them separate should I want to export them at all differently. You could merge them if you want. If you want your layers merged, fun trick is you can pinch them together, or you can click on the thumbnail and do merge down. I'm going to undo that because I don't want those merged yet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a shadow in the back. So change your color to black, go back into your layers panel. Your very first layer, which is your bottom layer, you're going to swipe and duplicate. You're going to go on the bottom layer. You're going to tap on the thumbnail, do select, go back into your layer, tap on the same thumbnail again, and click fill. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but that filled that black layer, that back layer into a full black fill. So now I have this layer selected. I'm going to go up here and select the black, and I'm going to move it up. So you're going to see this extra guy? So I'm going to move that right there, and then I'm going to blur it a little bit. So if you go up into your adjustments panel, your adjustments menu up at the top left looks like a magic wand. You're going to go down to Gaussian Blur, tap layer, and then just drag anywhere on your screen from left to right. I don't know if you can see how this is adjusting. See that? So I just give it a little bit of a blur just so that it has some depth. And then I get out of there. And then what I do is selecting all of the layers so that I can kind of get it centered. So this layer is already highlighted, swiping right on all of these, and then going to selection. You can then drag your all 4 layers around without needing to merge them. You can resize them, and there you go. So now you have almost the exact replica of what I did for the Hollow Brush lettering challenge. And if you ever, another good tip with this brush, I didn't show it in this, actually, let's just show it real quick. Let me turn these off. I'm gonna deselect these. I'm gonna give another layer back into black, over to the brush. I'm just gonna show you if you need to, that's gonna be all one word. Well, let's just separate it. Ready? So there's an H. So if you need to stop here, you lifted your pen from the iPad screen. What I recommend is before you start lettering again, add another layer and continue to letter on that layer. It's gonna look a little bit messy right out the gate. Ignore that little dot that just came out of nowhere. Goodbye. See, this is, you get all the bloopers in my tutorials because, I mean, why not? Then you get to see me mess up, right? That's fun. So this top layer right now is what I have selected. Now you can go back into this here where the overlap is, and you can then erase. You want to make sure that you have the correct layer selected when you're erasing, if that makes sense. I use the soft brush. It's one of the defaults. And then you can get rid of this just so that it merges well. And then if you're going to fill this, you always want to make sure that you merge those two letters together. Oh, come on, merge. And then it's all one shape for you to be able to fill in, if that helps. So again, this is one of my favorite brushes. It's one of my easier brushes to use because of how fun it is to just drag, drop, and fill. So I hope that helped you. And that concludes this tutorial. As always, feel free to join us in the Procreate group on Facebook for additional tips and tricks on how to use Procreate beyond the screen to turn your digital artwork into physical products. If you enjoyed this video and would like to be notified of future tutorials, please hit the like button and subscribe below. Until next time, this is Lynn of LoBo Designs signing off. I'll holla at you later.